We've got to find someone to help Karen get home before she freezes. And me to the North Pole before I melt. No, not the Marines.
The Marines. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new, welcome. My name is Mike, and today we are watching Frosty the Snowman, 1969. Had to think about it for half a second. I think I've seen this maybe, but I seriously doubt it. It reminds me of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Basically a claymation version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This is very short. It's like an hour, or just a half an hour. So I'm just gonna do this because I kind of, when I started getting in the mood of the Christmas spirit and that sort of thing, and it is technically December now, so I do want to kind of do December content, so to speak. I don't like it when that happens. It's a bit like it was gonna fall off my head. Anyway, but yeah, that's why I want to start doing stuff that kind of reminds me of Christmas and stuff like that. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and just get started with Frosty the Snowman, 1969. Bum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum. Universal.
You see, it was a very special kind of snow.
Xmas trees.
A snow to make a home coming homier and natural enemies friends. There's a certain magic to the very first snow, especially when it falls on the day before Christmas.
Yeah, there is something about that, but I know about it being the first snow. But yeah, it is magical when there is snow, like the day before Christmas and the day of Christmas as well. Still being there on the ground, I mean.
The snow can wait. Now,
You cannot wait, trust me.
I've hired Professor Hinkle, the magician, to entertain at today's class Christmas party.
Well, that's nice of her. A teacher actually paying to entertain students, I mean.
I put the magic eggs into my hat. Abracadabra, to coin the phrase. And voila, the eggs have turned
Into scrambled eggs.
Where is that rabbit? Where are you? Bah! The only thing this hat's good for is the trash can.
Well, a rabbit came out of it. Even though the bell rung, I would always have to wait until the teacher would let us go. As they would say, the bell doesn't release you, I do.
The most difficult part. Ask anyone.
Okay, guys, is the head the most difficult part?
Christopher Columbus? Oh, no.
Sister Columbus.
Oh, Neil!
How about Frosty?
Frosty the Snowman, what a happy, jolly soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of coal.
I hope I can play this song, to be honest with you. I don't know if I will be able to or not.
Happy birthday!
Yes, it is your birthday.
It must be magic.
If that hat is magic, I want it back.
You threw it away.
It brought Frosty to life.
You saw it happen.
I saw nothing of the kind.
Nothing of the sort. That was good. I like that from the rabbit.
When you're grown up, you'll realize that snowman can't come to life.
We know, Frosty. We just know.
Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman.
Now, of course, the hat did belong to Frosty and the children. That point must be made very clear. Well, Hocus Pocus raced back to the children just as fast as he could.
Happy birthday! Hey, I said my first words.
Bet you did.
I can move, leap, I can count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 6, 8. Well, I can count to 5.
Yeah.
There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around.
Uh-oh.
The temperature outside.
The thermometer's getting red. I hate red thermometers. And when the temperature goes up, I start to melt. And when I start to melt,
You die.
the only place I'd never melt is the North Pole.
North Pole, Alaska, the Antarctic.
And put you on a train.
Great.
Knew the sun was hot that day. So we said, let's run and we'll have some fun. Now before I melt away.
Down to the village, with
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
here and there, all around the square, saying, catch me if you can.
Follow the leader.
Well, who's the leader? Because you were the leader.
He only paused a moment when he heard him holler, stop!
Didn't you see that traffic light?
What's a traffic light?
You want a ticket, wise guy?
I'd love one.
Yeah, train ticket.
He just came to life, and he doesn't know much about such things.
Come to life?
Yeah, that's kind of funny actually.
We'd like a ticket to the North Pole, please.
We, as in you're gonna go too? I don't think so.
Route you by the way of Saskatchewan, Hudson Bay, Nome, Alaska, the Klondike and Aurora Borealis.
I'll take the Alaska.
That'll be $3,000.04, including tax.
Ow!
You just can't melt.
Oh, Karen, don't you get all slushy, too.
What is it, Hocus? Out the window?
Yeah.
A refrigerated boxcar. On a train headed north. You'll be safe there, Frosty.
So he's gonna commit a felony.
It's full of ice cream.
And a birthday cake.
What a neat way to travel.
It's the only way to travel.
Are you coming to the North Pole, too?
I'm sure my mother won't mind. As long as I'm home in time for supper.
So now we've upgraded the kidnapping. Although she did go willingly, but still, there's gotta be a law against that.
But he waved goodbye, saying, don't cry, I'll be back again someday.
I must get that hat back.
So now we're committing another.
A refrigerated boxcar is a splendid way to travel if one is a snowman or a furry-coated rabbit. But for Karen,
Yeah, it's not so good.
You wouldn't be sneezing if you weren't cold.
Do you sneeze when you get cold? Is that a science-proven fact? I don't think it is.
so when the little freight train stopped to let an express full of happy Christmas travelers pass, Frosty took advantage of the opportunity and quickly got them all out.
How convenient.
Oh, you tricked me!
Frosty wanted to get as far away as he could before Hinkle woke up.
Does he know that Hinkle was following him in the first place? I don't think so.
I've got to get Karen all warmed up, or she's a goner. But I can't make a fire. Guess we just better keep moving till we find someone who can.
For it was Christmas Eve, and the woodland animals were all decorating for their big celebration.
See if they won't all pitch in and build a fire for Karen.
Soon there was a spark, and in almost no time, a splendid fire was crackling away.
Yeah, but it's getting late, and Karen still needs to get back to home.
We've got to find someone to help Karen get home before she freezes, and me to the North Pole before I melt. No, not the Marines.
The Marines. Santa Claus. If it's Christmas Eve, wouldn't he actually be busy from the night before?
Oh, a campfire.
No, don't!
Give me that hat or else.
Or else, what?
Exactly.
Don't bother me with details. Give me that hat.
Wait, if he takes that off, he's gonna die.
Since he was made of snow himself, was the fastest belly whopper in the world. Tiny greenhouse used to grow precious tropical poinsettias.
It's got to be all warm and snug inside for those Christmas flowers to grow so beautiful.
So beautiful.
I'll only stay inside for a minute. Besides, I've been meaning to take off a little weight anyway. Stay in here much longer and I'll really make a splash in the world.
Now I've got you.
Hocus explained the situation to Santa, who, as you know, speaks a fluent rabbit.
No, I did not know that about Santa Claus.
But when they got inside, a terrible sight met their eyes.
He's dead. Poor Frosty.
Frosty the Snowman was a happy, jolly soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose.
They were too late.
He was made out of Christmas snow, and Christmas snow can never disappear completely,
Christmas snow.
and takes the form of spring and summer rain. Good jolly December wind kisses it. It'll turn into Christmas snow all over again.
I want that hat, and I want it now.
If you so much as lay a finger on the brim, I'll never bring you another Christmas present as long as you live.
Uh-oh. That's pretty high stakes for Santa Claus.
You go home and write, I am very sorry for what I did to Frosty 100 zillion times.
100 zillion times.
Just maybe, mind you. You'll find something in your stocking tomorrow morning.
Yeah, give him a new hat.
Sorry to lose and run.
Happy birthday!
Santa took Karen home and made ready to bring Frosty back to the North Pole with him. Karen hated to say goodbye to Frosty.
I would put her down on the ground, not on the roof. How's she gonna get down off the roof?
You have a Merry Christmas.
And that's to you guys as well.
I'll be back on Christmas Day!
Alright, so that was Frosty the Snowman 1969. I gotta say that I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. At the beginning I wasn't so sure. I was actually kind of hesitant to really say anything or anything like that. Just because I didn't know if I'd actually be into it. But as it went on, it actually um, got a little bit more entertaining, but also um, I was able to kind of make jokes and that sort of thing, and um, um, that sort of thing. And then also during the editing process, I found stuff that I really liked about it, and I really liked the sound effects because honestly, the sound effects didn't even sound like stuff that you would traditionally hear for snow or hitting like a tree or anything like that. So it just gave me appreciation for um, the making of the um, the making of Frosty the Snowman because it just reminds me that yeah, there was just somebody kind of on the side next to the actors so they could record basically the sound effects and stuff like that that would happen and stuff like that. So I kind of really enjoyed that. Um it just makes me wonder what they actually used to make those sound effects. And I've watched some documentaries and stuff about the stuff you think you hear that actually makes it sound like horses, for example. Just walking is totally different than actually using said horses, real life horses, to make that sound work. Um, so it's very interesting, at least from that aspect to me, that I found very interesting in that, or in this rather. Another thing too is the characters. I'm gonna start with the professor because I kind of made fun of the fact that he is a professor, but he's also a magician. And when we originally meet him, I thought he was just a magician, but he has the name professor in front of it. So that's kind of interesting too. Um, just because when you start saying professor, you're usually at a college level, and these kids are not at a college level or anything like that. Speaking of which, I think this either takes place on Christmas Eve or the 23rd because of what is said later in the film. But my question is, why would you be at school on the 23rd or even the 24th? It just doesn't make any logical sense if you just sit down and think about it. But I like poking fun at movies for stuff like that, and that doesn't really affect my enjoyment of a film to do so. I I like doing that sort of stuff from time to time um as long as I find it entertaining. There are sometimes when stuff like that will get to me, but it's usually far and few between, and this just doesn't because it's not meant to be taken seriously. Um, the other thing too is I really liked um the professor a lot because halfway through he just kind of reminded me of the Habsburgs and the Habsburg chin um as the notable feature. And as soon as I thought of that, I couldn't unsee it. Like it was just there. I kept thinking about that. Like the entire halfway through the film is all I see is the Habsburg chin. So it's kind of interesting in that sense. If you guys are in, if you guys know history and stuff like that, it's just really interesting that I picked up on that. So, but I wonder if that's another joke that's not that doesn't have to do with the Habsburg. I just wonder why they decided to design the character like that. Um, I gotta say I do like the character designs, especially the human designs. Very odd, but also very cool. Way to um depict humans, I guess, because it's just a very weird shape for humans and stuff. It kind of reminds me of Soul, Disney's Soul, just kind of having different shapes for humans and that sort of thing. So I really did enjoy that. Um, I did enjoy the kind of the jokes a little bit, and stuff like that. I kind of liked the really just the animation overall, just to bring Frosty to life and that sort of stuff as well. But I thought it was very, very cool that they actually used the song in this. And basically, what I mean by that is they would sing a verse, he would do something, and then it would trigger the next verse. And then basically, they were piecemealing the song with the different verses. So it would, be his eyes were made out of coal. Then he decides to go into town. So we would get that next verse, and I really, really like that. And I was surprised that they were able to pull basically a half-hour TV special out of like a for like a 2 to 3 minute song. That was really interesting. I really liked the old animation too, and just the sound effects. So when people get busy and stuff, you get these like crashing noises and stuff, and over exaggerations and stuff. What comes to mind is the ticket booth guy. Really liked just the way he, would like freak out and stuff like that, and just kind of the animations there along with the sound effects. So I really did enjoy that quite a bit. But yeah, I think I have seen this before, so I'm probably gonna title it as reaction. Where most of the time I think I've seen it, but I haven't. But this time I actually have, so I'm probably just gonna title it reaction and commentary. I really wasn't sure if I could, play the music or not because of Frosty the Snowman, or if it's copyrighted. I had no idea, but it does seem for right now that it works with it works without me having to do anything to the sound. So we're just gonna pray that it keeps, that the video doesn't get copyrighted or anything like that, or copyright claimed, I should say. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time with Frosty the Snowman. Kind of not what I was expecting, but also what I was expecting. I liked making jokes about, them committing felonies and that sort of thing too, and that kept it engaging. But that's just my thought, guys, on Frosty the Snowman 1969. Let me know down in the comments what your thought is about this Christmas special, and if you grew up watching this every year for Christmas. I did not. I did see it one year, and did see Rudolph one year, but it wasn't like a a tradition or anything like that. I just missed these old TV specials, and so I just wanted to do this one, and I just wanted to basically put it out there for you guys. So with that being said, let me know down in the comments below what your take and thoughts are about my opinions on Frosty the Snowman 1969, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys. Consider commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys.